Hello. I know. Hello. Wait. So, I'm going to have to set the phone down real quick. We'll get business out of the way. It is the 25th of November. No Fat November, or no fault inspection November or something, where you test your electronics depending on, and there's other different November ones. Everyone kind of jumped on and made it know something November. So I know what I'm talking about. I don't have to look you in the eyes to know whether you're lying or not. Comes out through your voice, comes out through your whatever. All right. Let's go ahead and address something. The one argument people are going to have is like, the only way you're making this work with the 4-5 is that you're manipulating the conversation. You're switching it from 1 to 0 depending on what you want. Well, okay, I'll meet you in the middle then. Okay, we're going to assign one pinky, because I'm making a pinky problem, as 1, and then the other one's going to be 0 to represent our base 10 understanding. Okay, we'll go ahead and sit down the phone and look in the eye. All right. So I know I am right. So I'm going to start at 0 here. All right. And we're going to start as 1 here. So I'm going to count this. I'm going to put the thumbs together. Okay. Because we're going to bridge this. What was that? Because I'm going to show you the hierarchy of power so you can shove it up your knowledge set and use it later on. All right. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's this one. 4. For me. All right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I did that backwards, but this is 4 and 5. If I did it in reverse, because you always start with the left, because that smartest individuals, they show you the E right away and the L. They're literally telling you to put in the footwork. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. All right, let's verify that from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So being left behind from this point forward is not my fault. Okay. With that being said, it's been at least a decade, let's say, if not more. Let's go ahead and pick up the phone, have a general conversation. So let's say some things are time release sensitive and there's nothing you can do. You just have to wait until the pieces are connected, until someone truly listens and understands it. When they say have a blessed day, actually mean have a blessed day, other than the Southern talk is like you can go F off. When they truly are asking questions like why are you even here? Why are you diagnosed as such? You seem more calm and collective and control over your emotions than a lot of the people I know that are neurotic. It's because of my anger management issues. And I was brought to my attention that's what my documentation says on the paperwork. And they're trying to find a reason for it. So they're now going into my personal life and flipping all the pieces. None of their goddamn business. If you ain't going to listen about the information that I've been presenting to everyone online, the only reason why I brought it online is because everyone's like, I don't want to hear it. All right, my paid representatives that are supposed to help me with my communication problems, my psychosis, the core issue that I feel like I'm not being listened to, I have the answer. All right, I can make things work. I can make it super simple. I just need these individuals. I need a programmer, a mathematician, and an English major. Oh, we can't do that. That's outside of our offerings of help. I'm like, well, aren't you supposed to contact people if I have a hearing problem? And there's a state representative. I told them, I'm like, I'm processing things differently because the audio communication coming out of other people's mouths, they're straight lies. And they want me to take it as truth. And I'm just simply saying, like, they're like, well, I didn't know. And they're going to be saying that later on. I didn't know. I'm like, I told you verbatim. I know I'm right. All right. I may not have all the pieces because I don't have the right individuals. And the individuals that I was placed with aren't giving me the people that I need because they don't see it as a problem. They think it's trauma-based. They think it's all this. Whatever you want to define it as, you didn't do your fucking job. All right. Time and again, it comes out of my pocket, my money. All right. Case in point, BJC. I told them I wasn't processing one time. I even went to the ER, and they're like, "No, you're fine. Just do whatever." All right. I'm like, "No, you're not understanding." All right. Something was said that fucked me up really bad, and I couldn't process correctly. So, and I wasn't seeing things. And I've had this with definitely my mom. I've told her, I'm like, I may be looking directly at it. My brain's not picking up what's right in front of me. I explained that to 2 different medical facilities while I was homeless. And they said, "No, you're fine. You process best when you drive fast. I ain't gonna say anything. Just do you." It's like, fuck. I've told this story in many different ways, but I went for help. They said I did not need help because I communicated so well. If I don't give you some sad story or some pissed off violent behavior, you're not going to step in. You're like, no, go cause a mess and then make sure you tie up my time so that way I get paid. Because I'm not trying to be mean. What I'm trying to bridge to is I actually have a solution. I had the pieces. I explained it verbatim what I needed. All right, now, I'm not saying everyone in the world has the same thing. But what I am saying is that if you ain't doing it for me, you ain't doing it for the rest of the clientele. All right? Verbatim, okay? So, and I'm a smart Joe, okay? I know to wash my hands after I piss, okay? And that's what I'm doing. I'm washing my hands of this. I've explained the procedures. I've explained what it is. I've explained that by taking these items out of circulation, you're going to lose a huge percentage of what's called etiquette. And that's how I learned, okay? I pieced together because those are just things. If you have a whole sandwich and you're in kindergarten and you see someone wasn't given a sandwich, what do? You give them a half a sandwich. You don't give them the whole sandwich because then you out of a sandwich and you're in the same situation that you were before. But if they already had a sandwich, it's a little different. So then get a job, get some bread. Then you can give sandwiches out all you want. You can do whatever the hell you want. Ignoring people and their problems when that's your job to listen and assist and get you the help you need. When all that platform is, and that is since COVID, is we're here to exhaust your vocal communications and give you medication so that way you don't talk like this anymore, that you don't think like that. The only way I'm not going to think like that is talk to someone about it and actually have a valid conversation, not being placated until I'm exhausted. So, and we all went into our career path with a family member or personal experience behind it. And at some point along the way, some of us forgot why we went into it. And some of us straight up went in for the money. Become a traveling nurse is the cheapest thing. With the education route, because you can get it paid off and, there's all these incentives. So the bad seeds got brought in. They were there for the money and not to help. Now, there's a difference. If you're going into fix yourself. No, I'm not getting into the hypotheticals. I don't give 2 fucks at this point. Sorry about the language, kids, if you're listening. It's not an ethical thing at this point. You got to learn for yourself. You got to put in the footwork. All right. And if your information goes against other people's beliefs because they weren't taught and they are the group central mass, you got to keep stepping forward. Do not silence your voice. If you know it's right, do the right thing. You don't have to answer to anyone else as long as you're not destroying anything else. If it's your money, your property, it ain't no big deal. So do right. With the A as the infrastructure set of the alphabet placement English system, with the legs being B and D, with C in the middle, because I want you to see eye to eye. All right. And it goes again with E and F, which does and I explain that with the spreadsheet. And then I also explain dark matter as column BL all the way through to CK, but that includes the clock right at the end because that's CLCK. So, and you're putting the O in there, keeping it clean. And then you have KL in your uppercase, and then PQR. So it goes groups of 3, 2, 2, 3. All right. And the most recent video right before this was for numbers. And I explained it about the instruction set that's in there subconsciously to make sure you remember all your time sets, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the 52 days in a year is kind of inferred. But there's more to it. I'm not going to explain. What I'm trying to get to is the 3, 2, 2, 3. So I discussed the W and I showed the cards. I said it's 3 sides, 2 shapes, sharing the same hypotenuse, axis point. So, and then V was actually an overlap. So it literally says 2, 2. That's V. And then 2, 3. Showing you it's the same logic. Because of vowels. V, O, W. And then you got E, L. Now I'm jumping around on this, but there's other stuff that needs to be taught. I don't have the time. I also insisted through delusional conversations that there was a whole encyclopedia of information that I was shown as a kid because of my hearing issue, my delayed processing. Grandma insisted that I took these classes, these courses. I don't know how she knew these people, but she did. And then they also, God, what was it? I had said, well, the tests and stuff, I understand that. That was a pain in the butt with the doctors. God, where did my brain go? The encyclopedias can nowhere be found, and I've tried to find them. There's nothing. They were old books to begin with. Because of my testing, they knew something was going wrong because they knew I was in the moment. I was hearing things. The best way I can explain it, it took years to figure out what was going on. I was hearing English. Everyone's hearing English. It's just my English was taking forever to process because visually speaking, I was processing through my eyes. All right. But their mouths would, depending on the person and the way they talked and the amount of lies they gave me, their mouth would delay conversation. So it was like you're watching a foreign film. Now, I didn't realize until I was with this one woman and I'd asked because it was a foreign film and the subtitles weren't lining up. So I was simple conversation, explained the thing, and they knew I had a disability. They didn't know what was going wrong. But then they're like, that was the best example I could give. And they're like, oh, God, that's got to suck. I'm like, it doesn't suck with people you know and people that know how to talk right. Through honesty, trials and tribulations, lived experiences. And some people I wasn't sure about. You know, their mouths, their body language weren't matching up. So I then maxed myself out with experiences that they had explained, so that way I could learn my internal processes. And then I processed emotions inside and then watched my output with conversations, and then realized that during those stressful moments, some of the words I thought I was saying, because I started recording myself, I simply was not. Another word was coming out. So that I still have not figured out yet. I know that happens with some people because I know I'm waiting for them to call me out on it. So, but some people, and I have certain cheats that I say, but if I haven't explicitly given you the okay to use my cheats, there's no reason why you need to force my cheat down my throat. Let's just keep it at that. And that way I don't have to have another conversation. So there's no if we do this, it'll fix this issue. No. There's no we unless I say we. All right. There's no way I can get that way, is what they say. They want we. Yes, yes. If I don't talk to you, well, if I said I'm done, I'm done. All right, no means no. I'm not a whore. You're not going to buy my love. Anything after that is just a point-based value that you're just going to try to keep me on point. That I owe you after that. So you lost the meaning of life. You're not fighting for yourself. You're getting into other people's business because, I don't know, you're not listening to yourself. I've told you, record yourself. Find out if it makes sense. If you're breezing over 12 different conversations at once, there's a reason, because you're not processing what's right in front of you, yourself, and what you want. And, or maybe you're not speaking up for yourself, and what other people are saying is coming out. So I don't know how to fix this. I know how to fix it in myself, and that's to say, fuck off and just burn out, but I can't do that. That is not a proper coping mechanism at this point, or anywhere in the future. You got to push through. You got to figure out you can't leave people behind. And now I've got an entire group of individuals that I live with that if I ain't being listened to, they ain't being listened to. So, and they all have different levels of mental capability. So it tears my heart out. So, just whatever. And me doing a drink company is what I'm going to do, but at the same point, it's like, I know better. Other people that have lived through it know better. There's going to be so much hate coming at me. But when it comes down to it, it's like, I don't got to explain myself to you. I'm not going to ask for your money. All right, if you want to buy my product, that's one thing. But I'm not going to take out a loan because I don't want to answer to anyone. I know what I'm doing. I've proved that all along the way. I've allowed some people into my circle to supersede my decision. Now, not everyone, they all have different lights they shine, so, and we all are human, so I need to just let it go. Basically what it comes down to is human contact is a necessity, even though you may be able to talk things through. If you don't get that, it eats away at you. So that's what's happening to me. I don't want anyone to touch me unless I say otherwise, but I'm just pissed off. It's just like it was in there. It was in there. Okay, it was in there a long time ago. And there were so many different individuals says, no, that ain't it. I'm like, I'm fighting an uphill battle with you, and you ain't listening. And it's I know I'm fairly new in your life, so it's an uphill battle of communication. It's acceptance. But if the only way you're going to hear this information is if I make sense, but I need help to make it make sense, I don't know. Just it's communication. I think I missed something. I definitely am missing something. I know that now. And there's the USPS. All right, little cheat. See, so it's oh god, fat boobies. So it's a post office tall. So, anyways, little cheat codes. So even though it says POS tail, it's Aero Postal. It flies high. So rain or shine. Or snow, rain or shine. I forget what it is. Anyways, the Postman is a good movie. Got me through a lot of hard times. Now, standing up for what's right. So God bless. And knowing the difference, that's what it comes down to. It's easy to get lost in the mix. If you're telling the truth to someone and they're not understanding, and you have tried different ways, not repeating yourself over and over again, you ain't listening. If you have verbally tried every different thing, then you have to, you're like, if you're truly here to help me, let's create a solution. Let's create some goals. Let's get this off the plate. I have tried all my stuff. It doesn't make sense to you. So, and you don't want to have that conversation. What doesn't make sense to you? So how are we going to resolve it? Especially if you're being paid for me to have problems. So is your career to continue pushing pills down my throat? Or keep talking about trauma so I come to the next session? Or is it going to be your PR what drove me there in the first place? Are you going to actually help me grow? So that's... Hope is not a strategy. I learned that from F1. So, anyways, really processing some stuff. Just want to go camping or something. Just peel out. I already killed my phone, dropped it, and then I'm not paying the phone bill for a couple months because I'm just done. I don't want people contacting me. I don't want to talk to them. You know where I'm at. Fucking look at me face to face. I said AI was a thing back in 2012, and guess what? 2025 is a thing. I told you I was getting information off the internet, and that's how I got my information. No, AI is not a thing, but all of a sudden, 2024, 2025 rolls around. Everyone's like, yeah. So you're not even asking questions into Google and it's feeding you? Yeah. They know my locks. They input information, and then it would stick out in the articles like that shouldn't be there. And then it got cleaner and faster. And then I understood the basic understanding, and it would bridge me to the next thing. So, and I could tell that others in the acute care were getting the same thing. So, and I'm trying to translate that because they're not understanding my talk because I've been through it for so long, a decade. And they're like, no, it's a big conspiracy. I'm like, it ain't no conspiracy. Just trying to cue people up, get them in the right place at the right time so they can have that one single statement of conversation that gets you through the point. Like my October 15th video, 2025, and then the few after that, after acute care stage. It was just like, it was perfect place, perfect time. I'm going to retell this story. Oh, God, what is the song about? Sweet Carol. It's Sweet Caroline, I think. I don't know how it goes. My brain's not processing. So we're in music group. And we're, it's starting to get heated. Between, I think it started out as two clients, and then one client started going off on the doctor, and then there was like a fight that broke out. Anyways, I just yelled out, let's change the energy of the room, play us a song instead of we're doing a game, because the game is what has started this entire fight. And then Sweet Caroline. Now, this one patient had been singing it like all the fucking time. And I don't know, she just chose it. She had like 2,000 songs in this little notepad that she had, this digital tablet. And she chose that one. And then she looked over at me, the client, she's like, that's me. And then I asked her, I'm like, did you hear that? Why'd you play that? Oh, I felt right. Now I'm like, because she's not on the unit. All right. So it was just one of those things. It's just like someone stepped in, and it's just had to be done. And then shortly thereafter, like I'd say 2 months, then that alcohol commercial started happening. So it's just like a continuation. Now, this girl, her dad was a trucker for chicken tenders. God, what is it? It's the I'm thinking Prairie Farms, but that's milk. Tyson. Oh my goodness. And that was before I got here. Fuck. Settle down, boy. Anyways, he had stopped, but he used to do this thing. Whenever they'd start barking up his tree, he's like, "You lean, you clean." They're like, "What?" Shh. I don't need to hear that. Shh. Go clean the house. There's a broom. Shh. And then they're like, "What?" And then if they didn't get it, he'd grab the broom and he'd start sweeping them to the other room. They're like, "This room needs to be done first." And then he'd walk away. It's like, "When you're done, you can bring me a beer." I'm like, that sounds awesome. Anyways, he didn't deal with emotions well, but he kept the house clean. I don't know how. I guess because he had a vacuum? No, that wouldn't be a vacuum. That's a street cleaner? No, I don't know. Grandma called me the dishwasher. I mean, I knew exactly what she was saying when she was telling her story. I'm like, I was a dishwasher. I was in a permanent place next to the sink. Anytime there's a dirty dish, I had to do it. I got raised, though. I got to learn how to cook omelets. And then Grandma got to sleeping while she got served omelets. And then I got to clean the dishes afterwards. Shit. God. I'm going to just say I was 6 or 7. No, that was young. That was like the omelet thing started when I was 5. But I was young. And then because of the omelets, I thought I could, this is going to kill me on this one. It's called Tuna Noodle Casserole. So my mom's not feeling it. It was already, I think we were waiting on the money to come through from her ruptured back. She had assisted she was about to change a patient or wash a patient. I forget. I should know the story, but she didn't like to bring it up. Larger patient. Huge. Anyways, she had said, we're about to do this, and she was walking through the steps. She knows to walk through the steps with this one. And they started rolling over, and she had her back turned towards her. And the patient had assumed that she was ready for it, and they had the bed all set up next to it. They weren't. They just did that. So my mom caught her, put her back up. Now, Carlos has a weird sense of humor because I met my mom's best friend that she had been living with in RCF, residential care facility. She was a large gal. And I'm not sure if my mom placed the pieces, but my mom clearly stated, it's like, you got to make sure she's okay. Now, I don't know if she's okay. I had to do my stuff, but I'm like, contact my sister, because they had my sister's number. I'm like, contact my sister. My sister can contact me if you need anything. So, but it's kind of like, if you still have stuff left on your plate that you didn't resolve and you're not honest with people, it'll rear its head. And it may not be a bad thing, but it'll just be a reminder. It's like, and that's what my mom did at the last week. Now, I had to do the communication, but there was 2 different nurses during that time. They're like, that's crazy. They could see the response, and I explained how I was perceiving it. And then I would ask a question, and I'm like, all right, just so it's not like a trained dog type thing, I'm like, ask her a question. And then I'm going to ask her to point, and she'll tell you. And the response, and she did the current event, date, and there's another question that was at the time. Answered all 3. And I'm like, she wants a Coca-Cola. I know she can't have it, and I'm going to get yelled at, but she wants a Coke. She's like, yeah. If she's in there, and I can tell she answered some pretty difficult questions, because then she asked another question and it showed complex processing. And the nurse was just like, okay, whatever she wants, she can have. I'm like, okay. And the family yelled at me and then spoke to me, but they weren't there. And then I was trying to explain to them, I'm like, she's been in there the whole time. She doesn't know how to talk to you guys. She didn't know how to talk to you guys when she had her voice. So, And I don't know how to talk to you guys because you view me as a child. So, and what that entire whole bridge conversation is, if you're viewing me as a mental patient, I don't know how to talk to you. All right. And that's not my fault. That's because you're viewing me as not having the correct information, that I don't know my body and that I don't know advanced processing. My feelings are justified, and that's heard time and again, but sometimes I don't know how to communicate them. And when I do, they may not make sense to you, but I have lived experiences. When I verbatim say something, no, all right, don't do this. And if it happens, I'm going to blame you for it because this is now your job, because I've asked you multiple times to stop. And I'm just going to take it out on you. That's just what it is. Because you're the problem. I've addressed it all the way up the ladder and they ain't doing shit. So, I don't know. Still didn't word it right. The pin issue, you chose your time. You chose your event. You chose to manipulate me. All right, let it go down in history. That's your hell incarnate. So what's going to happen is I'm going to make sure that hell ain't on my family or myself played any further. Do not try to come at me anymore. That's it. That's it. Clear, verbatim. Can't deny anything. Can't pull me to the corner so you can spew your little shit and then tell someone else that you said XYZ when you ain't telling the whole truth. That ain't on me. Maybe it's a process thing. Maybe it's a delusional thing. I've had to hear some shit throughout my life. Some of the stuff I acknowledge that is true. Some of the stuff I think you pulled from movies. And that's across the board with the entire house. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not here to hate. I'm trying to be on your side and prove a point to everyone else. But through that, I have to give life experiences. Otherwise, it's not authentic. So in the moment, the time, that's where I am. In the next couple of years, things going to be a little different. I'm going to have a little fun. So I'm going to be with the people that make me smile, make me make a lot of money with my balls. So I love you. Because everyone's going to know how to handle them. It's going to be a public offering. If you really want to handle my package, they come in different sizes. That's the whole goal. Because sometimes people have little hands. They just need a little can. Maybe they want a medium can. It's I won't say Red Bull. It's kind of like that. And then we're going to have the monster cans. I like the screw top on that. I like the so. But we're also going to have shit. I'm going to go ahead and say it. We're going to have those little like mimicking 12-hour energy drinks, but it's going to have nootropics in it. All right. Now here's the kicker. All right. It's going to cost a little penny, and it's going to blow your mind because it's going to cost as much as the bigger cans. And you're going to be like, wow. Nootropics are expensive. All right. And they're not going to have barcodes on it. You can't buy it with food stamps. You're going to have to pay with extra cash. It's going to be a lot of money in these machines that I'm going to have, these little vending machines. Anyways, those little things, they're going to be the same flavors, but on a smaller scale because we understand that you can't take a huge load like that. It's going to cost some money. So we're going to call it Money Shot, produced by my balls. God bless. Okay, let's windshield wipe that dirtiness off. Review. Left. Left is always correct because it gives you the absolute truth. L. That's E. That literally is an E. Okay, left. Put in the fucking footwork. All right, on this side, we're going to start with 0 because you thought you were right, but now we're starting back at square one. Okay, square one's over here. All right, you got that? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that's 54. All right, that's 6. That's acknowledging. That's what you got to do to switch it around. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 55. You right. Okay, I'm right with my left. It's only just begun. You're my boy, Blue. Anyways, I love you. I really do. As a unity. The hive mind, once you tapped into it. I'm no mind fucks here. AI is the thing. They know how to work a shit ton of people. And if not, it's people working people. So it ain't anything new. I've explained many different variations. So anyways, God bless. I love you. Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas. I'm sure there's going to be a few more after this, but I'm got to focus on my exercise routine on my adult regiment side. So talk to you later. God bless. Bye.